Hi everyone, this is Sandy. Welcome back to Easy Cooking. So today I'll show you how to make a Mexican soup. It's called Caldo de Res or Mole de Olla. It's a beef shank soup, so delicious and perfect for this cold weather. So I hope you can give it a try. Remember, you'll find the list of ingredients in the description box of this video, and you will also find it in my blog where you can print the whole recipe. Let's get started. Over here I have a large pot with plenty of water. I have it on high heat, and the water that you need for this will depend on the amount of soup that you will be making. I'm going to be using about 5 pounds of beef shank. That will be enough to feed at least 8 people. But you can use less ingredients and you can change the recipe according to your needs. So in my pot, I added about 5 to 6 liters of water. So once the water is boiling, now we're going to season it with salt to taste. And we will also add in 1 large onion cut in half. We will also add in 3 garlic cloves, and then we will also add in 2 or 3 cubes of beef broth. And now we will also add in the beef, and like I said, I'm adding 5 pounds of beef shank. You can reduce the amount of meat if you want to. After you add in the beef, now we're going to add in the corn, and I added 5 ears of corn cut in thirds. And also, like I said, you can adjust all the vegetables. You can add less or more according to what you need and according to the amount of people that you will be feeding. After you add in the corn, now you will also add in a small bunch of cilantro. Then give it a stir, and then we're going to cover this with a lid, and we're going to cook it on high heat for about 60 to 90 minutes or until the meat is tender. So while the meat is cooking, now we're going to prepare the rest of the vegetables. First, we're going to wash all the vegetables really well. And then after they are well washed, now we're going to cut them. And you can cut the vegetables any way, any size that you like. I like my vegetables in big chunks because I want to see what I'm eating. So I'm going to cut my veggies in large chunks, but remember, you can cut them any size that you want. I'm going to start with the zucchini. I'm going to remove both ends from the zucchini, and then I'm going to cut the zucchini in half lengthwise, and then each half I'm going to cut it in thirds, again lengthwise, and then I'm going to cut right on the center horizontally. Now the carrots, first I'm going to peel them. Just peel them off. And then after you're done peeling them, now we're going to remove both ends from each carrot. And then we're going to cut them about the same size as the zucchini. So I cut the carrots in half lengthwise, and then each half in thirds, again lengthwise. And then I'm going to cut them horizontally in thirds again, just so they will be about the same size as the zucchini. So just keep on cutting all the vegetables about the same size. And once you're done, just set them aside for a little bit. To this kind of soup, you can also add a small cabbage cut in chunks. I didn't add any cabbage because my family is not a big fan of cabbage, so I omitted it. But if you want, you can add it if you like it. It will add some flavor and some texture into the soup. So after about 90 minutes or so, the meat should be tender. So go ahead and check it. And once the meat is tender, now we're going to add in the vegetables. I'm going to add in the zucchini and the carrots. And remember, you can also add in a small cabbage if you want to. And after you add in the vegetables, you can add more water if you think it's necessary. This is going to be a soup, so it needs plenty of water, plenty of broth. So feel free to add as much water as you need to. And then after that, we're going to add in a little more fresh cilantro. You can add as much cilantro as you want to. Then give it a stir, and then we're going to cover this with a lid, and then we're going to cook it for 10 more minutes on high heat. While the vegetables are cooking, now we're going to cut the potatoes. I already washed them. Now I'm just going to cut them in chunks. First, I cut each potato in half lengthwise, and then I'm going to cut each half in thirds horizontally. And then once they are all cut, just set them aside for a minute. After 10 minutes, now the carrots and the zucchini should be more tender, but they are not done yet. So now we're going to add in the potatoes. Give it a stir, then taste the flavor. Add more salt if you think it's necessary. And also, if you want, you can also add in another cube of beef bouillon. Then once you're happy with the flavor, cover this with a lid, and continue to cook on high heat for another 7 to 10 more minutes or until the potatoes and the rest of the vegetables are done. And then after 7 or 10 minutes, the vegetables should be done. They should be really tender, so now the soup is ready, you can serve it. Into my plate, I'm going to add in plenty of vegetables, and then I'm going to add in some of the meat, and then I'm going to cover it with the broth. And that's about it. This soup is so delicious. Garnish it with lime juice. And then you can also add in your favorite salsa. And that's about it. It's so delicious. I really recommend it. Enjoy. To print this and some other delicious recipes, please don't forget to visit my blog. The link is going to be down below. And remember, you will also find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Pinterest. I'm everywhere, so all the links are going to be down below. If you want, you can check them out. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified of future updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.